And welcome everybody. Flow Friday. Great to be back live in person, coming from my home in Bali today. And so thanks for all those who attended last week. It was a pre-recorded session giving the update on the Digital Transformation Week. Today we're covering advanced automations and updates. So very big welcome to all of our regulars. If it's your first time here, please do pop a 1 in the chat so that I can make sure I cover some core items for you if it's new. Otherwise, I think we're mainly a repeat team. Great to have you back, everyone. So today is going to be, I'll be showing you versus you actually building today. And I think you'll get to have the understanding why. First of all, I'll be sharing you items from our development service. So these are quite advanced. We haven't released them fully yet, but I want you to start thinking about these in your own business. We'll also, most likely when we get into more of these advanced automations, we'll start producing pre-done videos for them, because you want to go at your own pace. And sometimes the different types of software systems that you connect into will be different for different businesses. So for example,
recording in progress,
very much on the Microsoft stack and using Microsoft Outlook for email. Others might be on the Google stack and using Gmail. And so you'll have different tool sets along the way. Okay, so let's jump into a couple of little updates, which are pretty cool. One is that the knowledge base area has got some new UI in it. So you can now find from SourceWiki or OneBrain, you'll see that the tree structure inside is exactly the same. Previously, that wasn't displaying as nicely as we wanted it to. So that's going to make it a lot easier for your navigation to connect into the knowledge bases that will then become that grounded source of knowledge for your agents to make them smarter, instantly smarter. And also, we've got the RAG, the retrieval augmented generation, or SourceWiki and OneBrain is auto-updating. So when I say auto-updating, it's not instant. It's going to take some time, but it's going to be going through and updating those documents when you change them. So it's an important one to see. Also, we've got 2 UI changes here. So you've now got the ability to not just have that icon style view, the tile view, but also in the layered view. And what's really useful here is it shows the actual location of where that document has come from. So for example, if you're in OneBrain and you saw the URL where it's come from, or if it's SourceWiki, it'll show the URL. And then similarly, if you've just uploaded a document, it'll share with you that it's actually from your local machine. So nice to have that extra detail in there. Now today, when I go over to the development server, you might see something else on there in the knowledge base area. So I'm just going to preempt it now. Today, in our production server, these are the files that you can upload into your knowledge base. So PDFs, doc, text, Excel, PNG, MPG, all those there. But what you'll see on the dev server today is what's coming out shortly about all these extra files that will soon be available as well. So it's going to make it, even more accessible to more documents. So it's actually quite interesting to see like EPUB files for, the ebooks actually available in there too. So it's quite cool with what's coming. Okay, preview of advanced automations. Now, I've got a question for you. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your email? Pop a 1 in the chat if you've ever felt overwhelmed by your email. I think we should have all had this one. What about if you're involved in sales? Have you ever taken too long to reply to a sales inquiry? I know I have. 2 in the chat if that's you. Or this one, which is like, ever woken up in the morning to new leads in your inbox and you wish you could auto-magically reply to them? Well, that's what we're going to play with today. This idea of being able to reply to emails using your AI agents. But the problem is that we cannot yet trust AI to get it right every time. And you really do need human in the loop in this approach. And so this is where we say, well, what if your agents could generate responses and save them to the draft folder? So all you had to do was approve and send, or check them and send. And so imagine how much time this can save if the AI writes the email response, but don't send it. It's too soon. We need to check it because, there's all sorts of things you might want to further customize, but just get the bulk of the reply done to speed up the process and have this done so that it's done for us automatically. So let's go and check it out. I'm going to show you what this looks like. So once again, this is in preview. So you won't see, I'm actually on our development server. You won't see this yet, but there's a new section coming called automations. And in automations, you'll be able to build out complex processes connected to any SaaS product out there, and quite uniquely too. Like if there's a SaaS product that is very unique for your industry, then we can build connectors to connect to those products as well. So we'd love to hear from you if you're using a particular type of management system for your industry. We know, like in the property management industry, they use systems like Property Me and Property Tree, and these essentially ERP systems are not used anywhere else. They often don't connect to any third-party automations, but we'll be able to connect to them and connect your AI agents. So let's have a look at this concept here of having an email replied to and then saved to the draft, because I think this is like, it's somewhat basic automation to get started with, but an incredibly powerful one. And this is our new automation canvas. Now, I'll quickly say, here's the emails, right? Here's my email inbox. And when an inquiry comes in, so one way to look at this is that you could have a form on your website where you've got a sales inquiry that comes in and you like it to be automatically replied to, as an example. And just as a basic version of this today. And so here I've got all these inquiries, and I've had this one inquiry come in from me this morning. Can you tell me about AI agent product? And here's the draft, and the AI has actually written the reply, and I've got a little tidy up because I've still got my contact details not coming out the bottom there. But thank you for reaching out regarding our AI agents product. I'm glad to hear of your interest. Our AI agents are designed to enhance various business processes and customer interactions. However, to provide you with the most relevant information, could you please specify what aspects in particular you're interested in? For example, are you looking for details on the features, deployment options, or potential use cases? Once I better understand your needs, I can share more tailored information or connect you with a product specialist who can assist you further. Looking forward to your response. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. What? Wow. Okay. Sorry, team. Let's go back a step so it makes more sense. So this is the new automation section. I'll keep a closer eye on my chat there. It's racing away. Where is the chat? Okay. Fantastic. Thank you, team, for your patience. Okay, so here's the new automation section over in Raya. So once again, you won't see this. We're on the development server today. And I'll just go back to the home. What you'll see is the ability to both create new complex automations. Now, difference between a workflow and an automation. Automations will be able to just keep running in the background. Okay. And also automations will have the ability for much longer processes. Maybe you need things to stop for a day or two and then continue on a day or two later or a week later. If anyone's done automated workflows in email marketing, you'll find there's a lot of similarities here where you can take future steps based on criteria. You'll also be able to spin off human in the loop moments. So where we see a workflow in Raya just runs quite quickly, we're thinking a lot longer term with an automation. Also, the ability to, not everything needs AI. Some things are just automation. And so there's steps in here where we can automate information being passed from one SaaS product to another that doesn't really require AI. And so I'll explain that when we look in today's example. And the beauty is you'll be able to pick from a range of different pre-built recipes that will deliver to you, but also build your own. So an example that we'll have a look at today is one of these recipes that we'll be putting in pre-built for you so that you can access it. And we've got today's version is for Microsoft Outlook, but we'll be doing one for Gmail as well. And this is the creation canvas. Now, I'll just go back to my email for a moment. Let's look at our use case. So here's the challenge, right? Inquiry coming in. Here's one this morning that I've just sent through. And it's quite simply, can you tell me about your AI agents product? Let's say that comes through. Now, we want to be able to respond quickly to that. And we can then have the AI, which is done here. It's created in the drafts, a draft reply. So thank you for reaching out regarding our AI products. Glad to hear of your interest. AI is designed to enhance various business processes, customer interactions. However, to provide you with the most relevant information, could you please specify which aspects you're particularly interested in? For example, are you looking for details on features, deployment options, or potential use cases? Once I have a better understanding of your needs, I can share tailored information or connect you with our product specialists who can assist you further. Looking forward to your response. Best regards. And this is the part here I've got to get my footer sorted out. Now you could have other things in there, like a booking link that you might want to put in there as standard, or some core information on pricing, or however you want to prop this up. The key is, though, that this is going to be happening automatically. Now, you probably best to set something like this up initially from like a form on your website where you have a sales inquiry as an example. Otherwise, I'll show you how you can have the AI make a determination if this is a sales email and it needs to be replied to. Also, the benefit of putting it into drafts is so that you can make sure you're testing this before you get to a point where you could say, okay, we don't need to do drafts anymore, just unleash the automatic replies. And if you do that, you probably want to either CC yourself so you can see that a reply has been sent, or I'll show you another step where you could actually connect this to like Teams or Slack to notify yourself that these emails have been sent if you went that far, or even just put it to drafts. All right. Let's see if I've got any messages. Okay. Yep. Okay. Cool. All right. Very good. So let's now have a look at the setup because it's now looking at brand new tool set. So as you get to see the new tool set, I'll try and keep it so it doesn't feel overwhelming. So let's start with this specific use case. So on the left-hand side here, we've got a whole range of new tools that we can access. We've got things like controls, the ability to send an email, if you're connecting to an FTP server or XML, got converters for various file conversions, the ability to allow you to save files to a database, a range of filtering steps, forms for collecting data. HTTP allows you to connect to any API or webhook via an HTTP request, language conversions, RSS feed utilities, the ability to store to different storage locations, using app events to actually trigger actions, tasks for getting a human in the loop, people tasks, running a test suite components, timers, weather, CSV, and overall system. Then we have applications, and we'll see a host of applications pre-built in here, but there's so many more, of course. So you just need to let us know what you need so that we can build out the connectors to help serve you better. And with that, the list is going to be huge, right? So we just need to let us know what you want to automate, and then we can start building these out. Now, in this example here, we've brought in, I'm just going to stop this flow at the moment, basically brought together Outlook, okay, and then 2 AI steps, a condition, and then the draft email. So the first step we need to do is we would take the Outlook connector, okay, and which is our custom Outlook connector, and you drag and drop that in. And then once that's in place, you can actually connect all these items together. But best thing to do is once you've got Outlook in place, you'll then go through and have a look at what do we want the automation to do in relation to Outlook. Now, here we've got some action items. So every time you click on one of the connectors here, it's going to show some fields on the right-hand side, and you'll need to make some decisions on what you want to happen. So how would you like this step to behave? So first of all, we start by looking at what the different actions are available. So here in this automation, it can do things like from a deleted email area, watch your inbox for deleted messages. For new email, watch your inbox for new messages. Updated email, watch your inbox for any updates to messages. Download attachments, get email, retrieves an email from Outlook, list categories, list emails, list folders, mark email as read, mark email as unread, move mail to another folder, send email to a new email, and then update a category as well. So all these different steps that we might, or actions we might take as a human on Microsoft Outlook can be done here inside. Now, there's even more steps that can be done with Outlook because their API is quite extensive. And so over time, we'll find that, and I should also add in here, like these actions are actually the actions that you'll see in their API, the application programming interface, except you don't need to worry about knowing how to code. What we do need to be doing, though, is being more of this detailed system thinkers, like thinking right down to the specificity of the task. What is it that I would do as a human? And then how do I get that replicated in automation and with AI? So in this example here as well, a new email comes in. So we need to watch for the new emails coming in. And so what will happen as you're setting this up, you'll actually connect this to, in this case here, to Microsoft. So you'll go through an authentication step where it'll confirm that you are the owner of that particular email account. You'll need to log in to your Outlook account or your email account in this example. And then it's going to automatically get the resources of the inbox because we've said new mail. It's going to select that in here. But you'll see that there's often other options in here that we can look at as well. Now, with that in place, we would then connect to, we would get put an AI agent step in. So a Raya step in here. Raya step here, the Multiply AI agent. When we put these in, it's a default placeholder. It's not an agent yet. We're going to need to allocate that agent to that particular step. And we've made this quite flexible so that if you've got multiple organizations, you'll be able to build these out and then repeat them over in multiple organizations, if that's how it works for you. That's how it works for us. So we've set it up to be extra flexible. So we've got this step in here now. And with the AI agent step, we've got actions. And so here are the actions: display a list of agents, display a list of organizations, generate an AI response. That's the most common one that you'll utilize. And that's the only one that we'll utilize in today's example. Now, from an account perspective, it's selected my account, but if you needed to connect to a different account, you could do that. And then if you've got multiple organizations like us, then you can select your organization. And so you can go through and find the organization that you have. And then finally, the agent. So your list of agents will be available to you. And so here I'm using our AI product email responder. So which I've set up earlier. I've set up a particular agent that's grounded in the knowledge of the products so that it can respond with some smarts there. And then down here is the prompt area. Now, in this prompt area, this is where we go into some extra level of complexity. And like anything, everything's easy when you know how. And so on this journey, I can forecast that some of these videos that we'll be doing will be pre-recorded, so you can go through them at your own pace versus trying to build alongside. But we'll always deliver all the additional prompts and steps right down into it. Now, when you get into this step here, because there's all the emails are coming in, the AI needs to understand, well, which ones might be a sales email that it needs to consider responding to. And so we need to give it which part of the email to read and understand. It's actually the body of the email that we're going to bring in. Now, this one's quite an interesting step because we need to add this as a JSON path so that the AI can then read that, and through the function calling, then go through and do the assessment on it as it's going to read the information. So it's kind of one of those slightly more complex steps. Then we move from there, we're going to go into composing the email response. And you'll see that it looks very similar. We've got action, generate an AI response. We've got the Raya account, which is mine, the organization for GoTeam, and we've selected the same agent here, the AI email responder. And then in the prompt, analyze and compose the appropriate email response content while passing the ball as much as possible towards the other party based on the email received below. And then we've got a step here for bringing in the email, right? So that's the content. So in this step here, what we're doing is we're on our selector, anything to do with the email, we can put into this prompt automatically. So, for example, if the subject was important, we could put the subject in. If the body preview was important, we could put that in. Or message ID, web link, the body, sender email address name, sender email address, all these different fields that are essentially part of that email and from the API, we can put any of that in. Now, what we've put in here actually is the content of the email itself. And so we've got some tags here for the start of the email, the content, and then the end of the email, so that the AI knows that this prompt is in relation to this current email that's come through. Because this automation is going to run on every email that comes through, and it's going to run it directly through this process. So it's doing its analysis each time. And it says, once done, return the composed email response only, excluding the subject, because we're going to pick up the subject automatically in the reply. That then goes through to a condition. Okay, and in the condition here, for our testing today, we've set this up with the condition as from specific email addresses. Now, that would make it quite neat if you've got a form on your website for sales inquiries, that they would come from a specific email address. That would make it nice and simple. But you could go through and do other options as well. Don't have to just do email. You could go through and say, put some requirements around things like subjects and so forth as well. I'll just delete that out of the way. Okay. And so we've got a few email addresses in here just for our testing. So when that's true, then create that draft email and put it in the draft folder. So we've got the action here is create draft email. Okay. And then in the Microsoft account, which I've connected, and where are we going to send that to? Well, we're going to send that to the from email address. So see how we have here from before all these different Microsoft Outlook items like message ID, subject, body preview, web link, body, sender email address, from email address. So that's what we had before. So we put that in there. We could also put in here CC recipients as well. That could be another one that we'd like to add in there if there was CC on the incoming email to consider. And then the subject, it's going to pull the same subject from the previous email. So that's why we've kept that there. And then the content, which was what was built in the earlier step. See that one's highlighting over here in the compose email response. Okay, we can see the subject here is highlighting from the original step on the email, and the from email also from the original incoming email step. So we can see how those are intelligently letting us know where the information's coming from, and we can have a look at that in some more detail. But it pulls this through for us nice and simple. Okay, and then the content type is going to come out as text in that email. All right. Now, once you've got all of this done, the next step is to actually start that flow so that the automation can be running in the background. What you'll also see is the logs, so that every time the automation is run, the details of every step are constantly being recorded. Now, we're going to keep those logs for about 90 days, I think, and then after that, we'll we'll sort of trash them, because I think by that stage you will have known if there's anything needs to be dealt with. But let's go and check it out. Let's go and see this working. And I'll send an email to myself. Okay, so we're going to send it to Matt at some inquiry. Say, I am interested to learn more about Raya Pro AI agents. Can you help me, please? Okay, we'll send that off. Come back over here to the email. That'll refresh. Now we'll see how fast Microsoft email is or slow how it is compared to Gmail. Here we go. All right. So there's the inquiry. It's come through at 9:24 a.m. Now, down here, we can see the automation working. So we've got, and it's going to keep building out. So the condition a few seconds ago, it's gone very fast, hasn't it? The new emails come in. New email has gone to the second step, so generate the email. And you can see how, as you hover over these, it's going to highlight which step in the process the automation has executed on. And it happens, not surprisingly, it happens really fast, right? Like a few seconds ago, this whole thing was done. And of course, we go over into our drafts, we'll see that there's our 9:25 a.m. and there's the response has come through. So when did we receive it? We received it at 9:24, and somewhere within, there the time clicked over, but it certainly happened in under a minute. It's probably going to happen in about 30 seconds or less. So there we have it. We've got an AI response coming through for those emails, so it's ready for me to make a final change and then send it off. And of course, you can prompt these more with how you want to see those responses come through. And that can either happen in the actual node step itself with the prompting here, or it can also be happening over in your agent that you're using. So you can add some additional commands in here around backstory and base instructions to help give it more direction. So what are your thoughts? Having an AI agent that could be responding to initial sales inquiries, how does that sound? Pop a response in the chat. What your thoughts are on having that. We've got very cool, amazing, wow. Yeah, this is quite fascinating, right? And I think that Julie's like, yeah. If we start considering where this goes, right? And I think like anything, we'll start small in what you build, and we'll be sharing these so that you can set them, you can essentially copy them and then customize them for your own needs. And I think that's a nice way to go, is like copy what we do, and in the early days too, I can forecast in November will be, as we release this, the big release is going to be at Digital Transformation Week, and because we're going to have more time, right? We have 3-hour sessions, and we'll have time to go deeper to put these in place. Anything we do on Digital Transformation Week, we'll be sharing these recipes pre-done, so that it's really just about setup for you. Because the setup of things like connecting your Microsoft or your Gmail accounts, and any other items like that. And then you'll have personalized areas. So if you're doing sales response emails, you'll need to get your product information together so you can train the agent on your specific products. So it starts to get a lot more personalized. Thanks, Nice for sharing the link there. And so there's that. Plus what you'll also see from us from November also, if you need custom support with these bigger automations, that the consulting services will become available as well. I also predict that probably many of you might become consultants in this space in the not too distant future, where you'll be helping your client companies with setting up these automations and actually building out your own revenue stream by supporting in the setup of these items. There are going to be times where it goes a little bit technical in these, and so having some support from our team can really assist you there. So we'll be putting some packages together to make sure that's nice and easy. All right, let's talk Digital Transformation Week. You saw the update last week when it was just me on the video. Pretty excited about this. 5 immersive days. So day 1, foundation day, we'll get into just sort of level set again on practical understanding of AI and what's possible now and in the future. We'll have some key areas where you can, didn't say, yeah, I've registered, but how do I pay? Yeah, we haven't sent you a payment link yet. I haven't prioritized getting the money in, which is kind of normal for me. I prioritize just make sure you lock in the timing, and then whenever you've sent through, we'll make sure we're honoring that pricing as the pricing goes up. We'll get you a payment link via email though. But whenever you've registered, that's the pricing commitment. Okay, so if it goes into next week, no stress on that. Plugging into the matrix, right? 10xing your company's knowledge, empowering every team with an AI assistant. So we'll get into that. We're going to access all of our tools as well, and so which is quite exciting. Have some quite specials on getting access included in your pricing for things like our customer service package as well, and these automated workflows and the phone calling. And the best thing about if you're able to make it to Cebu, I realize that can be a big commitment for many, but I tell you what, to be immersive and in the space is quite incredible, quite inspiring. And then, past the 3 hours, hanging back, do a bit of work from our offices like you normally would do, but also just keep going on that day and getting your setups done or advancing them further, and just having all the additional support from our team to go through. That's quite a unique experience. Day 2 then is all about marketing. So building out your AI-powered autopilot content generation machine with advanced automation. So what you saw today with just an email, imagine complex steps around content generation and AI automation that's done over an extended period of time and being able to post automatically online for you as well, or at least human in the loop steps before posting as well. So we're going to have a pretty cool automation coming for that one. Only available through the Digital Transformation Week. We won't be releasing this one to the general public. So that's going to end up being like thousands of dollars of value in the time it takes to set these up. In that one in particular. So pretty cool. Then AI-powered lead magnet for social media. So this is where you'll be able to have a post to go online, and then the AI is going to automatically reply back to those posts that are online through things like Instagram, like a comment. You might see how the best digital marketers at the moment, they post online and then they get you to comment in the comment section, and then there's an automatic reply in a DM, and that's all done by AI and automation. So you're going to get access to a new tool to help set that up and run it in your own business as well. And then I've said, stay in the office and keep the learners coming. Expect something very special for us, and it's a bit of a secret. I think I've kind of given a bit of it away, but you're going to get a brand new tool to help you with that. And then day 3 is all about customer support. Be like Klarna. I've got to say, this if you don't know Klarna, they're a fintech, global fintech, and they're very famous for all their customer support basically going to AI. You're going to get this set up for you, just like Klarna, except without the tens of millions of dollars in development that they've gone through, and you're going to get it for your own business, which is pretty cool. We're also going to go through here using AI to build out your SOPs and FAQs. Now, the reason why we'll be doing that is that your AI agents must be grounded with all the extra information on your business for the different departments. So the more documentation that you have with clarity, the better your AI agents are going to do their job in live chat customer support. So if that documentation is relatively light, we'll talk through how to actually use AI to build those out faster. Naturally, the higher quality of the data in your organization the better the agent's going to respond, just like if it was a human, right? The human is well-versed in the information about your organization, then they're going to be well prepared to respond. And I'll talk you through frameworks and strategies of what you do like today, in the next 3 months, and then across the next 12 months in order to keep that information coming through to feed it into the agents. And then we'll build out those agents that will actually answer all the questions, and we'll test it out. And then, of course, as always, if you're staying on for Cebu attendees, we can go right into the rest of the day, customizing that further for your organization. Now, by this stage, you'll be feeling so far advanced in preparation for 2025. And that's before we've even got into day 4. Then day 4, answering every phone call instantly. So we'll be doing the inbound appointment setting with the AI-powered phone calls. And all part of the packages will give you access to these tools. So you're setting them up and you're getting these running inside your businesses. And then day 5 is where we're going to say we've done 4 really big things in 4 days. It's pretty massive progress. Then it's about planning out just how far this goes in 2025. And once you've had your hands into that AI automation piece, you'll start to get the ideas of, how much can really be automated. And we're going to set you up with a project plan online, so a new tool as well for the project planning. And what's pretty cool about it is it's also got additional workflow automation in it, which can power your business in workflow automations. And we're bringing AI into those workflow automations as well. And I'm crossing my fingers that we'll have that also done by that week. We'll certainly have the automation workflows in there. And if I can even share you insights, our outsourcing business, we've got 144 workflow automations that run the 1,100 person business. And like any organization, you need your processes. But processes, unless they're converted into workflows, there's a high risk that people don't follow the process. And so I'll share with you how we do that and how we're actually going through our own digital transformation. Even on those 144 workflows, we're now looking at those on how many of the steps can the AI actually do the steps rather than the human as well. So, and I'll be showing you what we do so that you can see it and you can start designing these concepts out for your own business as well. That really is like but by day 5, the creativity of what's possible will really start coming out. And so I really encourage you, if you can come to Cebu, day 5, you want to just hang out in the office and brainstorm with us about your business and where it can go. And then for anyone who's in Cebu, we're going to have an exclusive dinner on the Friday night. We'll get together. And then, of course, day 6, for those that are in Cebu, it's celebration time. So we're going to Chateau by the Sea with our Coachella-inspired party. So bring your best Coachella outfits as well. Okay, so the options: in person, in Cebu. We've got book by tomorrow, book and pay for by tomorrow. It's $2,200 for the 5-6 days, really, of the event. And I think the impact, though, is crazy what you'll get. Now, if traveling is not within your time frame or budgets, then we do have our online workshop. So book and pay before the 19th, $497. Now, I was asked yesterday, is there a pricing for Philippines team members? So if you've got some team members that are, if you've got team members that are at GoTeam, then and you're purchasing one of these, then we'll make sure that your GoTeam members can join in as well. If they are from an external company, then we'll get together a Philippines pricing package as well. And so you might find that, because these sessions are hands-on for each person, and they're going to end up with some license access as well. So they are like a per person payment. But if you wanted to have one, like if you're back home and you've got like 5 people in the office and you all want them to watch in, but one person's going to be driving, then we're more than happy for you to have that as, put it up on the big screen, have everyone in the boardroom or a meeting room. One person's driving on the computer and others are watching. The real benefit comes when everyone gets hands-on, but we're very happy if you want to share the space. There's no problem with that as well. Accommodation, there's 2 places to choose for the weekend, but during the week, Sunday to Friday, we recommend the Setter Hotel in IT Park because it is walking distance to our office. 4.5-star hotel. It's really nice. Really nice inner city hotel. And, we're all this is just a work week, right? It's boot camp style, just get stuck into it. But then once you get to the weekends, hey, let's have some R&R. 2 different hotels to choose from. One is the Shangri-La on Mactan. I quite like it. You can go dragon boat rowing on Saturday morning. The other one is the Sheraton, which is a brand new 5-star hotel. It's only about a year old. It's just lovely too. I find it hard to decide between the 2. They're the 2 locations I stay at. For this one, I'll be staying at the Shangri-La to go dragon boat rowing in the morning. So if anyone's there, you can come join me. And then it's only about a 3-minute drive from either of these hotels to the party on Saturday night. So it's nice and close. Looking forward to, certainly love to see you guys there, as many as possible. But if you've got any questions on Digital Transformation Week, apart from how to pay, because we'll send you an email with the link. If that doesn't come through today, it'll come through early next week. But certainly love to see you there. And if you've got any questions, you can also reach out direct, and we'd love to be able to help out as well. All righty. Well, thanks, team. I think that is all for today. Yeah, that's all we've got for today. We do have actually one more thing. We'd love to hear some feedback. Nice has got a link. We'd like to get some feedback on our sessions. And also, I'd love to hear from you anything that you would like to see automated in your business, because these next future sessions, as we start to go into some bigger automations, we'd love to be able to do some things that are solving specific business cases for yourselves. So there's a couple of ways that you can get that through to us. One is directly inside Raya. Okay, so let's go to Raya. Yep, we're all done, Sheila. That's Sheila's note taker. It's quiet here. Are you all done? It's classic. Okay, so let's have a look for where we want to hear ideas for your automations. In Ray, you can give us your feedback. Oh, can someone reply to Julie, please? Julie said she had a one-on-one meeting this morning, but no one joined me. Any chance of picking that up today? I think we might even need to watch out in Australia. We've just gone through daylight savings time changes. So for our Philippines team to just be aware of any time change impacts. If you want to submit new features, feature requests, or Flow Fridays requests, here's the location where you can add in what you would like to see. So if you've got an automation, let your imaginations go wild. Have I got the right screen showing? I haven't, have I? You go back a step. So in Raya, down here under the Submit New Feature Integrations Bugs Reports, when you select this one, under Flow Friday, you can go through in here and put in any ideas that you would like to see. We'd love to see those in there. And Richard said the link to the feedback goes to a 403 page. Can you just double check? Okay, the feedback. Team, we might need to check that form has been set as a public form. If it's giving a 403, then it may be not public. Thank you. Pop in ideas like, saw this morning, the idea of, automating an email reply. That's great to go in there. But what else would you like to see as these autonomous agents that are running for you all the time in the background in your business? And so any ideas that you want to share through, we'd love to have those in there. That would be fantastic. And nice is quickly fixing that form. Do appreciate your feedback, team. And thank you to all of our regulars that are on here every week. Your knowledge just keeps going up. I'm excited for where your future goes. I'm excited too to see some of you become such experts that you're helping your client organizations as well with AI and automation. I think what comes next is going to be pretty exciting. All right. So Jen's going to check on you. Julie is going to reach out to you. It's got a question. Can I book online attendance and then convert to live? Yeah, of course. Happy to do that too. If you need to go that way, we'd certainly love to see you. And, we're pretty flexible here. It's nice small group, right? So we can, get connected right to the top, help you solve any issue at all. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for another great Flow Friday as you continue your Flow engineering experience. Looking forward to next week's session. And also do remember any topics that you'd like to see, pop them into your requests via the app so that we can utilize those in constructing the upcoming sessions as well. All right, friends, thank you very much and have a wonderful weekend ahead. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Thanks, Richard. Thanks, Ezio. Really appreciate your time, team. Yeah, so a lot's coming together. All right, thanks a lot. Bye for now.